Did you read this thing about Tony Khan saying that he thought the putting CM Punk and Jack Perry confrontation on TV was the right thing to do and it helped him get a TV deal?
Yes, I did.
Okay, let me read it for the people that don't know, and I just want to get your take on this.
Okay.
So I don't know who this guy is. I know he works with Meltzer. Do you know who he is, DI? Because you listen to Meltzer sometimes. Garrett Gonzalez?
No.
Okay.
No.
I know Andrew Zarian.
Yeah, I don't know who
But I
that
met him
is.
because it's funny because Andrew Zarian was working with people that were working in Sapphire, and he was actually promoting for our club in New York.
Who is he?
He's a contributor and does work for the Observer.
Okay.
Good, and actually,
Good guy.
like, completely outside the box of what you would think your typical Observer thing. You know, the guy goes, he likes put right. He's a good-looking guy. He doesn't like, just not definitely not the stereotype of what you think an Observer.
Wearing the same clothes every day, and
right.
Garrett Gonzalez engaged in a conversation. Okay, Garrett Gonzalez posed a question to Meltzer, asking if he thought Tony Khan, in retrospect, might have had second thoughts about airing the altercation between CM Punk and Jack Perry on television. Wasn't much of an altercation, but anyways. Meltzer provided insight into Khan's perspective, stating, "I have discussed this with him. You have no idea how much, and it's always the same thing, that he believes that it was a key to getting that TV deal. So I will tell you, in every discussion, there is not even a thought in his mind that he made a mistake there." Meltzer further elaborated on Khan's rationale, explaining that the incident played a pivotal role in securing AEW's new TV deal. If it helped making this Meltzer says, if it helped making the deal, then he's right. But however, he also expressed his own reservation, stating, "But, I certainly don't think long-term it was the right thing, even though, yes, it did help make Jack Perry a star. I just didn't think it was a positive for the company in the big picture." And it's it. And the last thing I want to say here is that show drew 809,000 viewers. 880,000 viewers watched the Punk Perry segment.
Right.
All right.
And when did that air?
It says 4/10/24, so it was this year.
April.
Right.
Okay, what are the numbers now?
Right.
What did you find?
Okay, so let me tell you two things. I looked this up, right? There's two significant things that caused a significant downturn in the AEW numbers up until this point of that in February. Okay, Joe, pull this up. Just go on AEW weekly TV ratings. I think Fightful has them listed in order, right? And people can point to this, point to that, and the one thing that AEW does very well is they like to promote any W that they get on social media and brag. Okay, like anytime they do anytime there's a positive metric, they brag.
Every promotion does that, but go ahead.
Okay, but what also they're very good at is getting Meltzer out there to try to spin the negatives that they're not that negative. Okay.
Can I just say one thing real quick? Just real quick. So, Meltzer called me the other day to ask me to give him some information on Rey Mysterio Sr., who just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were talking about AEW. Bro, he agrees with everything we say. I don't know why on Twitter he puts all that defending them. Because he actually, it is very weird.
It's like he doesn't want to publicly disparage Tony Khan in this.
But he actually puts it in the Observer. He'll bury them like he doesn't read it. It's very weird.
All right, so February consistently 800,000. January consistently 800,000 viewers in February. March we're still up near 800,000. Okay, March 27th. I think I'll be honest. I think that's March Madness weeks here, so they're not bad. So what's the date that aired? The Punk thing aired?
April 24th, I think. Yeah, it says 683.
All right, that's weird. Are you sure? Yeah. April 20. Okay, well this
is what it says. It says the Perry video aired on 4/10/24.
Oh, 4/10/24. Okay, so it's 8/19. Okay, yeah, 4/10/24 is 8/19. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Look from that point.
Yeah.
The next week they lost 60,000 viewers almost. The week after that they lost 80. They lost on that after that footage aired 100,000 viewers consistently.
Right.
April and May are nothing.
And the worst thing
over 700 700.
And the worst thing, Disco's now they're hitting 600 and sometimes under.
Right. So
Yeah.
so we can make a pretty positive, a pretty good, accurate assessment here. Okay. There's two things that happened in February and then in April. All right. February was the mass signings and debuts of
Right.
Okada, Will Ospreay, and Monet. Very positive buzz. You can see on the internet people are saying they stole these guys from WWE.
Right. It's going to turn around the business. Yeah.
It's going to turn around. Okay. And okay, then you have that. Now let's take that data point, okay, and extrapolate what they've done with those three up until today, and then take exacerbated on top of that the Jack Perry thing airing like a month and a half later. And that was like, so people were maybe interested a little bit because they didn't really
They were interested because CM Punk was involved. Bottom line. Nobody gave a about Jack Perry.
Right.
But here's the thing. And, bro, nothing against him because from how he started that he couldn't cut a promo and he looked like he was 13 years old. He did the Yuta gimmick. Let me grow a beard so I can look older. Bro, Meltzer said they made a star. He's not a star to me. It may be a star to their fans, but he's not really a star.
No, they don't know the content, bro. These dirt sheet people can verbally declare people stars because they're fans of the show and they like them. And they get.
It's like the old thing I used to say. It's like the old thing I used to say. You couldn't be a star if you were thrown by a ninja. Nothing.
Correct. And the one thing on that show, it's very difficult to point to who are actually stars, but you can point to guys who consistently, when they're on, the people do not change.
But let me give you an example of the
MJF
three people
would be in there.
Right. Let me give you an example of the three people you mentioned.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
So you had mentioned the three huge signings: Ospreay, Monet, and Nada. Right.
Right.
All right. Okada's been reduced to a comedy figure who nobody gives about.
Holds a secondary belt that nobody cares about. Who cares if he wins or loses?
Right. Ospreay's still probably the most athletic wrestler in the world who has too many losses. He's just a great wrestler.
Right.
He's not really a star.
In ring for the Meltzer rating, so give that fan base what they want. Correct.
Right. Monet has been a huge disappointment. Has not been a ratings draw, even though they have her with 2 titles and never loses, and they put her on anything that has to do mass media. They put her because she's a recognizable face. Bro, they're not getting any returns on her.
Right, and they brought her in as a potential
and with a writer. Remember?
And they brought her in as a big potential babyface star.
Right, and she did not get over.
And now she's a cringe heel.
Right.
Okay. So you look at those things, like I think that's tremendously contributed. So now let's go back to the point of what Tony Khan said, and let's put it into context. He said that airing that footage was very helpful them getting the deal. I would contend that actually that's not wrong, but it was very helpful in maybe you not getting a better deal. Because look at your numbers that have happened since that while you were in negotiations and they've gone down. So maybe he's actually like slyly saying like the airing of that footage tremendously helped. Yeah, helped you get a worse deal than you probably would have if the numbers would have gone up.
Well, this is what I was going to say the same thing as you. I was going to say maybe when they saw 880 and they were still, negotiating, they said, oh, look, these guys are turning it around. But if rumors are true, and I think Joe might have brought this up, that Fox wasn't interested in them. And I don't know if that's true or not because of their numbers.
Dave reported this.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember when they talked about Shockwave?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were going to be negotiating with Fox because they were losing their programming. We're negotiating for Shockwave. Dude, Dave literally, and the funny thing is Dave won't say this on Twitter. People will copy paste his stuff from the Observer, put it on Twitter. This is what Dave said about the deal. For some reason, he's scared to say it on himself.
Yeah, it's very weird, right?
But
weird.
He specifically said Fox was interested, but then the numbers went down on their shows, and they're not interested anymore.
Right.
And I'm like, you're constantly on social media, bro. I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know if Tony is that petty, and him and Dave converse with each other. and he gets mad at Dave when Dave points things out that are mad at him. And
Of course he does, bro. Of course he does.
And Dave's just kind of tired of hearing from him complaining about posting negative things.
No, you know what
so
I
maybe
think
he
it
just
is?
doesn't do it anymore, you know?
No, I don't think that's it. I think, and neither one of us really know, but I think that it's like he wants to keep having access to Tony Khan, and he wants to keep going to the scrums. And he knows that if he doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and I'll go one, but also too, dude, these are a lot of their talent is heavily endorsed by Dave Meltzer. So he wants them to do well.
Right.
He wants them to do well because he's been saying,
they both kind of need each other.
For the past 5 to 6 years, my top 2 wrestlers on my star ratings and awards, everything are on that show now. And they're not, and the numbers that they've lost 200,000 viewers since those guys went on the show. That's a metric you can't just ignore. And it's like, I think that he's scared to point out like the problems with how they're booking those guys. Because it might get Tony mad, and I think I don't know, but to be perfectly honest, dude, you could have made Ospreay a big star. You could have put these guys on TV more often in big angles against bigger stars, had him go over and had him on the collision course like 6 to 8 months down the road. None of that's even remotely close.
Here's the worst part. You've had 5 years to learn. Even Joe's learned faster than that on how to do things on this show. Nothing,
right,
but.
I'll take it.
Except for the drops.
Yeah.
We're still 5 years in and still nothing.
Still working on that.
So you had to
5 years.
I want to talk about this.
Dude,
you had to
Konnan. It's going to be
for everybody. This is usually the week
speak
of
up,
our.
Joe. What?
I said it's going to be 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
I'm glad you're proud of that.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.